my channel, Drunk Crafts with Paige. I am Paige, and this week I'm still drinking the black cherry lemonade. I haven't gone to the store yet. I received a Hobby Lobby gift card for Christmas, and Hobby Lobby is kind of the bane of my existence. There's just too many different craft things everywhere, which I know is the entire point of a craft store, but it's just too overwhelming to me. They have blank canvases, they have blank t-shirts, they have blank wood things, boxes. That's how we ended up making that mosaic plate out of CDs. I had to have it. So I bought a bunch of stuff from Hobby Lobby, and we're going to be using some of it this week to make our craft. So if you would like to see what we're making this week, please stick around. You can tell that the longer it takes me to film, the more my lips turn this cherry color. One of the aisles that I happened to walk through during my Hobby Lobby adventure was this aisle full of glass jars, containers, all sorts of things that are made of glass. And of course, I like to rationalize my purchases, and I saw these adorable little jars. They were like $2. And to me, I looked at them and thought, you know what we need at home? Brand new salt and pepper shakers. Which is true. The salt and pepper shakers we currently own load from the bottom, and every time we pick them up now, because they're so old, they dump the salt and pepper onto the counter. So I bought 2 of them, and we are going to be using them to make some DIY salt and pepper shakers using alcohol ink. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Our first steps for these is going to be cleaning them off with our isopropyl alcohol, just so we are removing any fingerprints or greasy spots, because we want them gone before we add our alcohol ink. In the past, we have already tried to apply alcohol ink on a not flat surface during our alcohol ink tumbler video. So I did also bring along some other pieces of paper towel, and we might try to apply the ink to the towel and dab it on. But this is a smaller surface, so I might have better control over the ink by applying it directly to it. But we're just gonna test it out. We're gonna see. So I am going to first layer some of this dark magenta on there. And I did already shake all of my alcohol inks up. You want to make sure you're doing that before you use any of them. Now this just gives a really subtle tint, if you can see any of that. You can also kind of see the design of the paper towel in there, which if we continue layering colors on here, it might just end up not being as noticeable, but we'll see. So I don't want to go all the way to the top. I kind of want it to fade. So there's some of our dark magenta. Maybe I'll try putting some of it just directly on here. Let's see. Yeah, this works a lot better, keeping it on there. Let's just do a couple spots. So it really doesn't travel a whole lot on this small of a surface. Nice. Well, let us throw on some of the red. Maybe we can we dab some of this too? Dab closer to the top, because that kind of dulls it out. If you want a more subtle tint to your glass, I would definitely suggest adding it to a paper towel. I have seen other people using like those daubers, name brand daubers, or sponges, even makeup sponges. It just kind of gives it a really light, subtle look. I also have purple. Maybe we can try some of this purple. Basically just gonna, just like with our tumbler, we're just gonna keep on layering, adding more colors. Maybe I do have our different metallics. The lids are silver. Maybe let's throw some of this silver on there. Okay, well I think that's it. I've got all sorts of different colors, and we've got the different, like the blending. I really like the blending of the dark magenta. So on this other one, it just like helps pull the color up towards the top a little bit more. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one. We're gonna dab with this dark magenta and then just start layering our other colors. So here's our second one, all done. The silver kind of came out a little quickly again on the one side, but I think I was able to disperse it pretty nicely. So these are just gonna both sit. We need to wait for the alcohol ink to dry completely, and then we will come back and start doing the whole sealing process. After a couple of days of our containers sitting, the alcohol ink is dry, and we're just gonna use our regular old Kamar varnish from Krylon, and we're going to give several coats to these, making sure that I'm covering the bottom and all the sides, that the whole thing is covered. And while those coats dry, we're gonna get to puncturing the holes into the top of these to make them into actual shakers. So it turns out I have a Dremel in my basement that I didn't know about. It's really just a little hand drill that I can make go up and down easily, and we're going to be using that to poke the holes into the lids of our shakers. You can see I already indented in a couple of places to kind of give myself a nice outline of where I want the holes to go, but I'm just going to be following a general circular pattern to give it a nice shaker-like top. What started as a plan to make a very nice, intricate circle design on these lids kind of went sideways. Not all the places that I drilled the holes were precise, and a couple of times when I was releasing the Dremel, the drill bit kind of slid and it ended up putting a hole not exactly where I wanted it to go. But we have two of these lids with enough holes on them that they are going to still distribute salt and pepper perfectly fine. And our Kamar varnish is dry, which means we have two finished salt and pepper shakers. I will still give you guys some up-close shots out in the natural light so you can take a good look at them. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also hit that notification bell so you're notified every Friday when I post a video. The links for my Instagram and my Facebook page are down in the description box below, as well as my PayPal account if you guys feel like contributing to the channel. I'll see you guys all for the next video. Cheers!